Hey fellow Schneider drivers, Friendly Bill coming at you. This is going to be a quick video about some of the buttons in your Cascadia. Some of these are self-explanatory, and some of them you may not know what they are or what they're for. So I'm going to just try to go over some of these. I hope maybe they'll help somebody. Okay, so we have light switches. You can control the lights that are in the bunk area. Dome light, ambient light. This light test button is actually pretty cool. So when you're doing a pre-trip inspection and you want to make sure all your lights are operating properly, turn signals, brake lights, blah blah blah, you can hit the light test button, get out, and it'll cycle through all the different lights so you can make sure all of your lights are working properly. Pretty cool. Dome light, obviously just another light control for inside the bunk or above your head. Of course, we have the hazard lights. We all have used those. Footwell light just lights up your footwell. Okay, this ATC spin button. Okay, when I first got into trucking, I wanted to know what that was, so I asked a veteran YouTuber about it. The guy's 50,000 followers, been driving for over 12 years, and he didn't know, he'd never used it. Well, what this does is, I actually had to use it once. In these automatic trucks, let's say that you are stuck in the snow or ice, and when you hit the fuel pedal, the wheels spin and spin, and it's hard to control how much torque is going to the wheels with these automatic trucks. So if you're stuck in a spot like on ice, and you really need the truck to just creep forward, you want to hit this ATC spin button. What that does is that you can floor it, and the wheels will just turn really slowly to hopefully get you out of that slippery situation. So that's what the ATC button is for. Come on, focus. Okay, LDW switch. This is lane departure. So as you've been driving down the road and you cross a line, or these things are going off all the time. It's the sound, the sound that comes pumping through the speakers, and it is annoying. Yeah, so if you get tired of hearing that annoying sound, just hit the LDW off light. The bad thing about this is it only stays off for, I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, something. So you have to hit it again all the time, and blah blah blah. Engine override, engine shutdown, or override engine shutdown. I'm not sure if these switches were turned off by the Schneider Corporation, but basically what this switch originally was for was if you're idling and you're trying to keep cool or keep warm, the truck will turn itself off to save fuel after, like, I don't know what it is, 120 seconds or something. And before these things were messed with, you could hit that and the engine wouldn't shut off. But nowadays, I don't know how they did it or why they did it. Well, I know why they did it, but I don't know how they did it. Anyway, they made this switch do jack. So it doesn't do anything anymore. So your truck's going to shut off, which can be a huge pain in the neck, because in my situation a couple months ago, my batteries went bad, and the only way I could keep the truck moving at night after shutdown was to keep the engine running, or else the batteries would drain, and this switch didn't do anything. So I had to wake up every 40 minutes, start the truck, let it run. It was a pain in the neck, so I wish they hadn't done that, but that's what that was for. Okay, HSA off. Okay, if you're in an automatic truck and you're going up a super steep hill, the truck will either decide that it's too steep to go up, or it will make adjustments so you cannot ascend a steep hill. I've had to use this switch one time in San Francisco. I was going up a super steep hill. My Schneider navigation routed me that way, and I was still pretty new, and I decided to go where the navigation was sending me, and it was a really steep hill. So if you hit this, the truck will override the hill climb defaults. So my opinion on this is you should not get yourself in a situation where you're climbing a hill that's too steep. If you have to use this switch, you're probably in a situation that you don't want to be in. So if you look up and the hill looks too sharp, don't go up it. You know, find an alternate route, and if there is no alternate route, you might just have to refuse to deliver, because you don't want to be going up any super steep hills with heavy loads, light loads of any kind, really. All right, another utility light, we know what that is. All right, inner axle switch. I've used this one a number of times. You go to pick up a load, it's in a gravel lot or dirt lot or mud lot. This locks all the differentials in, and it'll spin all the tires at the same time, giving you better traction. I've used this, I don't know, maybe 20 times. You can also use it in slippery situations, but as soon as you get out of that slippery situation, you want to turn that off, because it will damage the differentials if you leave it on. So use it to get out, turn it off afterwards. Very important to turn it off, okay? Kingpin release. This is the first truck that I've had that's had one of these. I still, 99.9% of the time, I still manually pull the fifth wheel lock. I don't know, I'm kind of old school, and if there's a manual way to do it, I do it manually. I'm not a huge fan. I have had to use this switch a number of times. The fifth wheel won't release her for whatever reason, and I hit that switch and it releases, and of course I still double check everything. All right, kingpin release. I don't know what I said. Fifth wheel release, kingpin release, kingpin, releasing the kingpin. All right, fifth wheel. I've had to shift the fifth wheel. Like I said, I've been driving for 4 years. I had a load that was overweight. The only way I could scale it was if I slid the fifth wheel. I called in a Schneider. I talked to a former driver who drove for 7 years, and his response was, "Well, I drove for 7 years. I never had to slide the fifth wheel." Okay, that's really helpful, buddy. Thanks. All right, so I talked to somebody else. I had to slide the fifth wheel. If you have never done it, you can call in and ask for advice, or you can read your truck's manual. There's information in there, but I have had to slide the fifth wheel, and that's what that's for. Trailer hold. Okay, trailer hold. What's that? I've never had to use the trailer hold, but from what I understand, the trailer hold is, say for instance, you're trying to slide the tandems, and your brakes aren't holding the wheels, like you're trying to slide them and the tandems are stuck, and you're trying to slide them and the wheels are still spinning, the brakes aren't holding it. You can hit that button and it will send an extra boost of air to the brakes and hold those wheels so you can slide the tandems. If I'm mistaken about this, please put in the comments, because I've never used it. But yeah, I want to be informative. So if you know more about the trailer hold button, please put something in the comments. Appreciate it. Friendly Bill. Catch you on the flip-flop.